Welcome to another episode, or to the re-arrival of another episode of R&R. It's Jamison Ballard. I'm the host. Happy Monday. Yeah. It's gonna be a rough one for some of y'all, man, because I'm on my bah humbug shit, man. I know a lot of you niggas is, oh, Merry Christmas. Look, man, a lot of you cats have been deceived and they misconceived what the mission really is, man. So that's the title of the episode right there. It's going to be traditions versus the mission, right? The mission being, me personally, I'm about my father's business, man. So it's not going to be one of them episodes where I'm trying to be extra preachy or nothing. I'm just going to keep it 1,000 with you. A lot of you cats, I did an episode about the unlearning, right? So this will probably be something like the unlearning volume 2 or the advanced version, right? You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all got kids. You got kids and you say you love your kids, but you're lying to them. You's a liar. You's a woman with kids that you love, but you're lying to them. And I just don't agree with that, man. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm just saying, man, we keeps it real around here. Shout out to the Rand Gang, right? Shout out to the Capital Letter Club. Let's get that out the way. Okay, some of y'all know where I might be about to go with it, because you may or may not have seen the post that I posted the night previous. And, a lot of people, because I love all my people. I love everybody, right? I got an auntie. I love her to death. She hit me with the, are you gonna put a reef up? No. No, I'm not putting up no reef. No, I'm not putting up no tree. And I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings. You probably got a tree in your house right now. That motherfucker dead as shit with gold and candy canes all over the star. And you really feel like you in the Christmas spirit, man. Cut that shit out, man. Listen, this is going to be a hard episode for some of y'all, man, because a lot of y'all don't understand, man. You say you Christian and you don't even really read the Bible like that. Stop saying that. Stop playing with it. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to keep it real in here today, man. Now, I'm an American. That's just by chance that I'm an American. And in this country, although I appreciate how free it is a lot of bullshit that comes in and with being an American. And a lot of that has to do with some of the holidays and things that we celebrate. And it's not bad to celebrate, but it's a lot of mixing and remixing that's been handed down. And it's not just America. I'm pretty sure we got it from some old ass country like Rome or some bullshit like that. But look, man, you got to kind of examine closely why some of the things that we have is happening. And some of us is just comfortable with the way things are, and they're not really finna do no examining. Because that would mean that you would have to change some shit. But, around here, one of my mantras is, comfort is the enemy of success, bro. And we trying to be successful, because, if you know like I know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, man. Yeah, man, your kids. You say, I'm just trying to keep the memory of the kids, the childhood, the innocence. Stop that shit, bro. You're lazy. And you really just, look, I'm going to clear some shit up, right? And some of this is not necessarily being factual. It's just, we're going to look at some things. Let's look at, now I didn't I done did some playing around on TikTok. I don't really do TikTok like that. If any of you seen some of my videos, shout out to you who liked it, subscribe to it. I'm gonna do my best to get more active with the TikTok situation, right? Oh, by the way, while you in here, right? Activate that like button for me. I mean, it's a lot of clever ways to say that, but it don't cost nothing to do that. I mean, you know what I mean? You can at least do that, you know? And if you're feeling, you know, like you want to be a blessing to a brother, you can hit me monetarily, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not the begging type, but my Cash App is $SuperStee, SuperStee. You know, I am a year older now. Appreciate the well wishes to those of you who have, you know, wish me happy birthday. But I gotta even look at that a little bit. Let's talk for a minute. Let's talk turkey, right? So now on my TikTok journey, you know, I'm veering off. You know, on the time or two, I might be using the facilities, etc. And I got a couple seconds. I done jumped into TikTok. Now my TikTok has gotten a lot more sophisticated. I deleted the app. I was done with it, and I brought it back because there was a lot of comical situations on my TikTok, and you know, I had got a scare, you know, thinking that maybe they was out trying to get me, you know, trying to scam me and get all in off into my shit. And they may or might not have been doing it. They might still be trying to do that. But I was like, well, man, maybe I need to try to fuck with that to try to get some other motion going, right? So I jumped back in the TikTok game. But now that I got my TikTok back jumping, I actually figured out how to do videos because I couldn't figure it out. Shout out to my nephew, you know, little PJ, man. I appreciate you. Look, I need to jump back in it so I can get some motion that way. And all the videos that I like nowadays are it's so much game and so much sophistication. You know, a lot of it is like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you just like, you know, conspiracy brother type shit. Anyway, on my journey, I found some shit that kind of piqued my interest. And it made me think, you know, I was a former Jehovah's Witness where they really don't celebrate holidays. And I thank God that I was, you know, awakened to the presence of Jesus Christ and came into the understanding, right? It's the things, though, that made me think. Now, shout out to Prince. You know, he rest in peace to Prince, but this was one of the videos that kind of sparked my interest. This was about birthdays and how he don't celebrate birthdays because it's earmarked to kind of make you recognize that you're a year older, and if you recognize that, it's like it ages you, right? Interesting, but still not enough for me to like, man, you know, I'm not doing that, right? At any rate, we're gonna go through a few of these. One of them is tied to that, but it was like on the video was saying that in America, right, a lot of the holidays, all the holidays celebrate one of the 7 deadly sins. And I was like, damn. Got into it a little further and realized that, bro, it might be some truth to what he was saying, right? So let's look at it. Valentine's Day. Lust. I don't know, man. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, it don't necessarily be with nobody you married to, and you really trying to get some chicks, although you handing out chocolates and you giving out candies and you trying to knock something down. So let's just say that might be lust for this sake of argument. Then we got Easter. Easter ain't got nothing to do with it's supposed to have something to do with the resurrection of Jesus Christ, but let's just say envy. Easter envy because the Romans was jealous of Jesus Christ, right? They twisted and turned it, eggs and Easter bunnies and all that, but envy. Okay, so now we got St. Patrick's Day. And I might have to order a little out of order, but I'll try to do this in as close to, you know, chronological order as possible. But to my recollection, the next holiday will be, and that might have been St. Patrick's Day first. But anyway, St. Patrick's Day. So St. Patrick's Day, sloth. I don't know, sloth, right? Because people get drunk and lazy. 4th of July and birthdays, we'll say. It's pride. Pride. Now, I was doing a little digging with the birthday thing again, and it was like, what's up with the whole singing the songs and the turning them off of lights and the burning the candles like it's a lightweight seance or something. Then I heard somebody say that it was like damn near satanic, and that the pastor over the Luciferian church, or the pastor of the Church of Satan or something, was like, birthdays is just like, what's better today to celebrate, instead of worshiping another God, why not just worship yourself? So I was like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying not to be happy that you were born, but then Prince was like, I mean, how many birthdays do you have? I've only known of one birthday, one day when you was born. And you celebrate every day, every year. That day is like, it's kind of unnecessary, but anyway. Halloween's wrath, because you dressing up and you making fun of, you enjoying, people being hurt maybe. But then, children with the candy, it's like, I heard another Satanist, Tara was having it. I heard another Satanist basically was saying, don't ask me how I'm hearing all about what all these Satanists had to say about certain things. But anyway, it was a Satanist talking about Halloween, or an ex-Satanist that's now a Christian talking about Halloween, and how you don't know what you getting your kids into. You dressing them up like something else, whether it be a demon or a goblin or whatever, and then you don't know if these people was like saying weird chants, like it could be a possible wish that you get this candy from and giving to your kids, and then the lady or whatever is probably doing some kind of seance over the candy and you giving it to your kids. That's weird. That's weird. So if you say you try to protect your kids and you indulging in some of these holidays, you really got to maybe re-examine what your motives are altogether, right? At any rate. Next one is Thanksgiving. And in Thanksgiving, gluttony. I don't know. I don't think it's been a Thanksgiving one I didn't necessarily, I mean, you don't necessarily mean to, but a lot of times we gonna overdo it. It's a lot of food there that have been indulged in almost all year. And a lot of y'all, whatever. Booty noodles. Is that you, nigga? Is that you still eating booty noodles? We not in slavery no more. Anyway. Gluttony. Next, and this is the one that we've been going to now, is Christmas. Now, Christmas, there's a lot to be said about Christmas, man. Now, like I said, I made a post yesterday. If you fuck with me on Instagram, you follow me on Instagram, check that out. It's crazy. But a lot of witches, pagans, saying that that's basically their holiday, man. And it clearly states in the Bible in Jeremiah verse, chapter 10, 1 through 10. It talks about like not getting a tree and decorating, and basically it looked like you treating this tree like some kind of, I don't know, idol, and then you looking like it, you eating off of it and got tree, getting candy off of it and getting gifts off from under, like it's like you looking at it like it provides for you or some way or another, and it's almost like an idol or something. And it's just like, I don't think you should be doing that. I don't think it's about what I think, but it says in the word that you should be doing that. Now, I'm like every one of y'all. I mean, I grew up in a house where, we had Christmas trees and all that. And it was really and shout out to my Uncle Alvin, when I first got into his crib, it was about this time of year. Brendan had no tree in his house. He didn't have no wreath. And his logic was the exact same. But it was strange to me at first. So if you don't understand or you don't agree with this, I get it. You can say you can use your kids, as a defense mechanism for doing the things that you probably shouldn't be doing. But just do yourself a favor. Look at it. See if I'm telling you the truth. Don't believe me. Check it out for yourself. And maybe we can reconvene. Leave a comment in the comment section if you disagree or agree. Because, I mean, I'm not necessarily here to be liked. I'm just telling you what it is. And you can love it or leave it. And if you don't like what I got to say, turn the channel. But if you do feel what I'm saying, something in you is telling you might be telling the truth, look into it a little deeper. I mean, if you really feeling generous, like I said, the Cash App is there. I mean, I did just have a birthday, but it's not even about me. It's about the growth of the community. You know what I'm saying? The Rant Gang community, the Capital Letter Club community. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to you new guys or gals who just tuned in, because again, it's an inconvenient truth. It's not something that is being talked about. And I'll mention a guy later on who actually did a sermon about this, and it's probably out here hurting a lot of niggas' feelings, but it needs to happen, because you sitting up in these different houses of God thinking that this is what's supposed to be happening, talking about Noel and all this. But if you look at the word Santa, if you rearrange a couple of them letters, it definitely spells out the word Satan. So are you inadvertently celebrating a pagan holiday without knowing it? Now, there's a Muslim guy that said that that's the case. And there's a book he talks about, and it's called An Uncommon History of Common Things, where it states plainly that is the case. Now, you'd have to look at that book for yourself. Don't take my word for it. It's not written by a Muslim. It's just some guy. 29, what's happening? It's just some guy that's said it. And it's out there, but a lot of people purposely avoid these things because it's not something that they want to hear. You didn't already spend $300 on the tree. It's happening. Your mama did it. Your mama's mama did it. And I'm here to tell you, without trying to hurt your feelings, that she lied to you. And why would you do that to your kid? Huh? Why would you make them feel like, damn, mama been lying to me all this time. What else she lying to me about? That's not cool. That's not love. It really ain't. So, go in there and hug your kids, tell them you love them again, then, maybe you could change some shit. But, whenever it's time for me to do whatever, I'm not bringing mine into that like that, bro. It's just not cool, and I don't really think that that's cool. You can do what you want to do. This is not me trying to tell you what to do. I'm just making a strong suggestion. Take it how you want to, man. Because, this time of year is already tough enough. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on out here. There's a lot of people out here depressed. They mad. They trying to figure out how they going to supply this or that. The kids want, they gimme. And, you're arguing with your girl or you're arguing with your nigga because he ain't got a job and he ain't brought in this and he ain't bringing that. So I'm guarantee you it's a lot of people breaking up and arguing, even though everybody talking about Christmas spirit this, Christmas spirit that. I guarantee it. And it's not cool. It's cold out there. Schools is getting let out, and it's a lot of people spending time at the house and they don't normally be around each other that much. Your dude is probably a tip worker somewhere, and he ain't getting paid for these holidays that he off all this time, 2 weeks. People getting paid to be off. He ain't getting paid. She might not be getting paid. You know what I mean? Some of y'all out here damn near trying to boost and steal so you can do what you feel like you need to do for your kids. And it's just a rough time. It's a lot of depressed people out there. So check on your people, man. Check on them. See how they doing. Do a wellness check. And, hey, man, if you're feeling charitable, that's cool. Do something for somebody next to you that you know and love and care about. You ain't got to look out for me. I'm all right. But at the same time, just be aware. It ain't all glitz and glam, and everybody out here trying to eat turkey and ham. Me personally, I'm cool on it, but I'm saying, and I can't judge you for that, but I'm just, you just trying to look for somewhere to lay down and get lazy and chill out. But it's a lot of work to be done, man, and a lot of it going to be done right in the crib. If you're doing the thing right, man, it's going to be some hurt feelings. Now, I'm not saying don't celebrate Christmas, you know what I'm saying, but it is definitely about the Savior, first of all. But it don't say nowhere in no Bible that December 25th is Jesus' birthday. It don't. In actuality, it's in September, the end of September, close like the 24th or something. But that's speculation. I'm just saying it's not in December. So, you go into a church where they doing this nativity scene and, and they talking about it. There ain't no Christmas trees and none of that, man. I'm pretty sure they ain't really doing no traveling like that in no snow. You know what I'm saying? Let's think about it. Like I said, again, Santa Claus. Satan. I mean, it's a lot of talk about that being the dude. I'm going to just say the numbers on this one. Is that Muhammad? What's up, Muhammad? What's happening? Look, it's a lot of talk about, you know, Wiccan and paganism and all this. It's associated with Christmas, and a lot of people, that's like I said, man, it's this, you know, there's a dude in the Old Testament, his name is Nimrod, and they say that maybe Nimrod is who they think Santa Claus is, and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, a lot of y'all ain't gonna care about none of that. Y'all just keep passing it on. Let's keep passing on traditions. You don't even know why it is you doing what you're doing, man. Ain't did not a lick of research. You just letting things happen to you. You know what I mean? But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him think. I'll say that again later. Check it out. So this week I ain't got a top 5. I actually neglected to do a top 5. So please forgive me if you came looking for the top 5. Hey, I mean, I could probably try to make one up right quick, but I'm not even gonna hurt myself doing that, man, because it's gonna take too much thought, and I don't want to look like I'm glitching right here on camera right now while we live. At the same time, man, let me see. Do I want to do one? What y'all think? Anybody out there? Y'all think I should do a top 5? Let me see. Top 5. Not coming fast enough. Anyway, let's go ahead to this segment of the show. I'm gonna go ahead and call current events, because it's a lot of things happening. It's not a whole lot of things happening, but it's a few things happening that cross my feed that I'm gonna expound on, right? So listen. Shout out to the people out there in Tennessee, man. I hope they're all right, man, because it was like a string of tornadoes that happened. I think it was like 13. Man, what's happening, nephew? What's happening, man? Listen, man, we in the current events segment of the show, man. I was talking about Christmas and, you know, some of the other holidays and how we trying to, you know, do what we feel like we need to do for the kids. But there's a lot of things that has been, you know, misconstrued and, you know, we confused, man. It's a lot of lies being told, man. But you probably have to go ahead back to the beginning of the show when this is over with, do the replay on that one, because I can't go through the whole thing for you. But right now we're in the current events segment. So current events, tornadoes out in Tennessee. There was a place called Clarksville in Nashville. It was hit pretty hard by like 13 tornadoes, man. It was like 6 people died and like 2 of them was kids. So my prayers go up to people who was affected negatively by this thing. And if you don't got it, I mean, there's going to be some cleanups happening. Go get you some bread with the cleanups if you're in that area. But it's also some other stuff that kind of bother me. And it's like I said, man, this time of year is kind of rough. Everybody don't take it the same. There's been a lot of people out here trying to do the wrong thing, hurting themselves, et cetera, et cetera. And there was actually 2 Nevada mass shootings that happened over the past week. One was in Northwest Valley, where 5 was shot and 4 actually died. And that's definitely a sad state of affairs. But then there was one out in UNLV where 4 died, including the suspect, which was actually a professor, which is very, very interesting. Now, the professor was an OG. Bro wasn't even young. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, because we've been seeing a lot of mass shootings, and there'd be some type of, you know, young adult, you know, who may be dealing with depression. They kind of flimsy out here this period. I don't know what's going on with some of these young adults, but it's like the adversity breaks them. This one, on the other hand, was actually a 67-year-old man by the name of Anthony Polito. Now, Anthony Polito is being, you know, killed. But bruh was turned down for a job at UNLV. Because again, like, I mean, it's rough out here. And he was applying for a job, got turned down for a job. Basically, I guess bruh had eviction notices and all this things going together. It wasn't working for him, and he was, I think he even had like a list of people he wanted to do in, but he couldn't really get to them. Anyway, he knocked off about 4 faculty members, and that's just not cool, man. He didn't get to no students, but I mean, he's at a university in Las Vegas. Las Vegas usually seems like, to most people, a place where people have a lot of fun and it's cool and you're going to escape things, blah. But bro went out there, couldn't find a job fast enough, and instead of being homeless, I guess he felt like it's better to just be dead, which ain't necessarily cool. So I mean, like I said, everybody handle things different, man. But man, make sure you keep your guards up, stay prayed up. You know what I'm saying? And put your best foot forward, but do your best not to be going back and forth with your people over who gonna pay what or whatever. Lower your expectations, because at the end of the day, as long as y'all got each other, that's what it's really about. The season is not about what you can buy somebody, but about, the Savior coming and dying for our sin. You ain't necessarily putting no wreaths on your door, You just keeping the cheer going, you know what I'm saying? Happy Monday, you feel me? Because every day is a holiday, you know what I mean? Today is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in that. Instead of trying to tear each other down, trying to figure out how we're going to buy turkey and ham and blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Just kind of relax a little bit. Don't hurt yourself, man. Now, there was, and this is not necessarily on a lot of people's radar. It was on mine because I'll be paying attention to a lot of stuff as far as the game is concerned, right? And I say the game, but I'm just like, this man-woman thing, it's an individual by the name of Sharp. Now, I don't know if y'all know who Sharp is. Sharp is I don't know if he's an ex-pimp, but right now he's on No Jumper, and he got a show called The Sharp Tank. He was first known on Soft White Underbelly, and I think he was Pimp of the Year one of them years, a couple years back. But it's parlayed that into, a career in podcasting. And he has done this first episode with this lady by the name of Blue Jasmine, where he was going back and forth with this lady, and it really irritated my spirit to see somebody that was maybe, because he got Pimp of the Year. You high ranked, you got your own show, but yeah, you got this lady who just happened to be some lady, and she's getting you out your body. And that was the first episode. The first episode did, I guess, numbers, and so now it's to the point where he's got to the 100th episode, and he felt like he should bring this young lady back. And the lady had said something on the first episode before the show that she would get him robbed for his chain or something. He took supreme offense to that, which he probably should have. But she talking about she was just playing it. When you in the street, that ain't something you play with. She from New York, he from the West. And, it was just like a clash. But the clash, you could tell, was like, bro was trying to give her game that she was clearly not catching on to. But yet again, you cannot argue truth into a person that does not want to hear what you have to say. If they don't respect you, you can't argue that into existence. It's just, it just have to let it happen. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. Now, the young lady on the 100th episode, he clearly messing her about how she had all this motion after the show and has not parlayed that into something that would translate monetarily worldwide. Because she's, again, from New York City, and she's talking about on the 100th episode how she's getting this and that and able to, go and do appearances at clubs in New York City. But he is trying to get her to understand that the internet is way bigger than just New York City. And you could have had the ear of at least 1 million people worldwide. And you still haven't parlayed that into something tangible on a larger scale. I mean, she was thinking small. and he's trying to get her to think larger, but he's yelling at her and all these things at the same time, which to me made Brad look real small, like he's been brought down to her level. And I don't think that should be ever the case. If you out there fussing at your woman and you getting out your body and yelling at her, I mean, more power to you. But at the same time, when you're in a position of, you don't really need to be arguing with your subordinates. I had an issue with a young lady, and I spoke on that a little bit last week, who was, a subordinate of mine, we'll say. And she got out of pocket and started doing excessive lip, service. I'm not finna be tongue wrestling with no individual that don't feel like she need to hear what I got to say. The power is in my favor. Like, I just hung the phone up. And if there's too much more of that, block the number. I don't need to make you feel like I'm not trying to impress you like with how much power I have. I don't have to argue that with you. I know what I got going on. If you're not smart enough to realize that and see that and get down with the program, you will just get left. I mean, this man's show, I don't know why he felt like he had to, most shows you probably just go to a commercial break or something and then come back with nobody or a different guest or something, because it's like, this just that simple for me. I'm not finna be tongue wrestling with no lady who don't know that this is what needs to happen in order for you to have a better lifestyle. Keep losing. And that's the fruits of your labor. Me, I'm gonna be all right. Maybe somebody else can teach you, or you have to learn a different way. But I'm not finna be someone just kick the dust off my feet and keep it pushing. So shout out to all you hard-headed individuals out there who don't listen to nothing nobody got to say, because it ain't. I ain't got time to be trying to re-explain everything to anybody who don't really got the ears to hear. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna listen. If not, I'm not finna be repeating myself over and over and give myself an aneurysm, tongue wrestling with a person that, it's motherfuckers I love and care for. I'm not finna do that with. So I made a joke about two niggas in the car arguing with each other, and I was like, them niggas must really love each other, because nigga, you in my car. Why the fuck am I arguing with you? Nigga, get the fuck out. It's that simple. But obviously dude cared about how she felt about his opinion and wanted her to like boss down on camera. Maybe the camera was bringing out, some pride in him and made him feel like he had to win the argument. But it ain't gotta be no argument. It is or it ain't. And if it ain't, I'm gone. If it is, come on. Period. Next order of business. Cam. Damn, Cam. Cam's going in, bro. Cam gave us about, and I say Cam, I'm talking about Cameron from the Diplomats, man, from Dipset. As you know, or you may not, but as you know, Brad got a show called It Is What It Is, which is a sports show that he do with Mace, his childhood folks, and another rap star or former rap star who's become a minister of sorts. But they came together, put their bread together, did the sports show. Bam. It's been running probably about a year or some change. And he just kind of was talking on his talk show. For those of you who don't know, Brad was talking on his talk show. I would say talk show, but his sports show cast about, a time in the past where him and Mace was in a whole house. And, it was another podcast, the Joe Budden podcast, right? And there's a lady on the show by the name of Melissa Ford, who was like a former video vixen, that made a comment about his and Mace's comment. And in her comment, she was saying, or she insinuated that maybe there was underage girls in the whole house that they was in. And that, to me, was very irresponsible and reckless in today's climate, especially. And Cam, didn't respond to her immediately, but then he came in, like, I think a couple days ago, and let her have it. And whoever he thought was on her team against him, in a way. Because it was a couple people who received a little backlash also. That was Joe Budden. Joe Budden got it because he was saying that he got a bunch of washed up individuals around him and he run the dry cleaner. That shit was comedy. That shit was hilarious. And Queen's Flip was, I guess, somebody that's from around his way who he has helped quite a bit. And I guess he was upset that Queen's Flip was saying that why did they, as podcast members, leave her on a lonely hill by herself. Now, Queen's Flip was saying he said that because nobody on the podcast agreed with her saying that, but Cam couldn't understand why he would even jump out the window and say anything about what she, like, why would it sound like he was, like, taking up for her in a way, and he just went in on Bray. He showed respect to the dude's son and his mother, but he was spilling all kind of, excessive incidents about how Bray was borrowing his car to make videos and kept bugging him about shit. He was killing this man, bro. And then he was telling them that the crowd or us who was listening that he had done all these favors for dude, and then dude was then asked for a favor by Cam, but Cam returned the favor. And it's like one of those things where I'm like, look, I've coined a term that I actually got from Sancho Saucy from the Sauce Twins. Shout out to Brent. Free him. And that is, do me a favor and don't do me no favors. Yeah, do me a favor, don't do me no favors, bro. Because, you never know how much a person's going to ask for on the return from the favor that you've done. And then you ask him for 2, 3, 4 favors. Of course, the favor he was going to ask, he was going to be something that was going to be wild. And, of course, Queen's Flip wasn't able to oblige Cam. And so, Brett just went in. It was crazy. It was crazy. He was hot at Melissa Ford because he was saying that she actually issued an apology, but the apology wasn't genuine. And he was going to get back to her later. And Brett was playing Tupac in the background before he went in. And, I mean, he was just going in for at least 30 minutes, bro. And I'm inclined to agree with a lot of stuff as far as, what he was coming from, because I think that was reckless on her part. And I don't know, the word lawsuit was thrown around a couple times because, defamation of character is the thing. And, I don't know if that would stand up in court. Joe Budden went on to say that, that shit ain't going to hold up in court. And, he's staying with Melissa Ford and, he ain't really trying to respond, but he responded. And it was it's a lot of mess, man. I don't really do gossip, but again, it don't really make you look very masculine when you responding to motherfuckers who are maybe in a lot of ways lower than you or less than. But I can understand how he felt like he needed to explain himself because, he apparently wasn't in the, area with underage women that he, in fact, was underage, him and Mace. But it was just, I don't know if it was necessary for him to dignify all that with a response. This, you can talk to my lawyer. But again, a lot of us, because we didn't necessarily come from, a glamorous lifestyle, it's like, you from the streets. So, you get off on who you mad at, man. And if you in the way of that, then you getting hit too with a little shrapnel. Shrapnel is actually, bullet fragments. So although they weren't necessarily the intended target because they jumped in the way of whatever he felt like his intended target was, they caught some of that backlash, bro. Hey, man. Some of you niggas is some sucker for pussy ass niggas, man. And that's just the bottom line. I've coined that term. That's the term I came up with. So I don't know if you niggas ever heard that before. I'm pretty sure you haven't. But if you have, or if this is the first time, hey, you heard it here first, bro. But yeah, some of you niggas is some sucker for pussy ass niggas. Peace out, play. What's happening, man? Like I said, man, I'm just really going in about what's going on with the Cam situation. You not a sucker for pussy ass nigga? I hope not, bro. I hope ain't none of the niggas in the rant gang or in the capital letter club some sucker for pussy ass niggas, because this is where you go to learn how not to be that, bro. And if you been that nigga, stop. Cut that shit out right now. Because a lot of niggas let a woman get them in the cross because they hoping that one day they gonna get some pussy from the bitch. Ooh, can I get... I mean, I've done, several jobs where there's been only thing standing between them and access to whatever is me. And it's like, oh, they try to pretty their way past you. They try to cute their way past you. If they can't do that, then they try to argue with you, call you this or that. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm not folding up for no bitch. If it's no, it's no. Period. Now, you can take that how you want to. But a lot of niggas is going to fold up for a pretty face. And, you may not know better than that. But like I said, bro, if you haven't heard that term before, this is where you heard it. And that's what that is. And I'm not saying that necessarily that Queen's Flip is on that. But if you is, that's some hoe ass shit. Because clearly the bitch just giving out pussy for 2 bands a shot. Cam definitely didn't miss a shot with that one. Definitely let us know that was going on with her. And, she didn't flinch. But, hey, man, for all you ladies out there, man, hey, be careful with how you make your money, bro. Because a lot of that shit was done in the dark will come to the light, man. And, you can get in on a lot of stuff, but it's not how you get it. I mean, it's not where you are, but for a lot of us, it's how you got there. And if you got there with your legs open, you don't garner the same amount of respect. I've heard women say shit like, oh, I'm on this game. I always wonder how a female who says she in the game, how she got in the game, for instance. Did you get fucked on or did you get quoted? Because if you got fucked on, you're not getting the same respect as the bitch that got beat into the game, bro. You just fucked a group of niggas that was from the same set. And that is not a gang member. Lady, let me see. I just got done whooping on a nigga from taking money from my sis gang. Oh, shit. Niggas be taking money from girls, bro? Like stealing? Come on, bro. Hey, you was supposed to put tips on that nigga, bro. Because it ain't no stealing right here. It's got to be all consensual. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to be parts first, ass last. But it's got to be, consensual. We don't steal from nothing. We don't take nothing. We don't hurt nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's they passing persons over here, bro. So if he taking shit from sis and, you got to put a demonstration down on the nigga. Hey, I just hope the nigga understand that, hey, he fucking with the wrong one. Because that's weird. That's weird. And we do have a segment called Don't Be a Weirdo. And that's actually next. Thank you for that segue, bro. He called it. Because the nigga that called the police on you. So you a thief, but that called the police? Come on, fam. Not you, I'm saying the nigga that you had to whoop on. Come on, man. Come on, that ain't street. That ain't the code. That is not the code. If you gonna be a criminal, be all the way with it. And even when you lose, nigga. Yeah, don't don't be a nigga that broke into a nigga house and then when a nigga put a piece out on you, calling the police, like help, he tried to shoot me. Yeah, nigga. I heard a nigga say this, bro, and this is a real piece of game, but you cannot control how a nigga respond to your bullshit once you call it out. Once you call war, once you make a move on a nigga, you can't necessarily control how that man responds to your shit. You want to fight, you want to put your hands on niggas, you want to do this, you want to do that, And, you know, now the response is you getting shot or something. It's not necessarily cool, right? But it ain't no rules in this shit, bro. If you engage a nigga on whatever level and he meets you at a level that you're not ready to go to, then it's kind of your bad for not doing no research and knowing what the fuck you getting yourself into. You know what I'm saying? Nigga go at you, you go at this nigga, and then he can't find you. He go at your kids or your grandma or something. You can't control that. That's not, you can say that's not right, but why the fuck did you start fucking with this nigga in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Chill the fuck out, man. Keep your motherfucking hands to yourself, niggas. Now, on this segment called Don't Be a Weirdo, our weirdo of the week is kind of interesting, but not really. And it's going to take you out to Atlanta. Now, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but there was actually a really, really young ass lady who was outside MLK's birthplace, like the house that he was born in, which is like a federal site now, right? It's protected federally. It's like, you know, whatever. It's a, you know, a place that you go see when you go out to Atlanta that's protected federally. I can't think of the term right now. Forgive me. But it's, you know, this lady outside that motherfucker dashing it with gas, trying to burn it down. What the fuck is this bitch thinking? That's weird. Why are you trying to burn down our patriarch's birthplace, bitch? Now, the little lady name is Lanisha Henderson, and she only 26. Like, well, who put you up to this shit? And I want to think that she's not foundationally Black American, but Lanisha kind of sounds like she from the area, and I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily feel like she is a teller, which is, you know, shout out to Rick for that term, but which is like, you know, not necessarily anybody that's foreign, but somebody that's foreign and they are trying to like denigrate our way of life or like get in the way of us getting what it is we trying to get. Haters, basically. Foreign haters. And, but I mean, hey, man, who knows? Lanisha might be, you know, sending us some suckers from a different country. At any rate, that's our weirdo of the week. Don't be a weirdo, bro. Because this week, don't be a weirdo and who got active is kind of intertwined together. They're together. And while she out there trying to burn up shit, there was two dudes that were former NYPD officers just happened to be out there strolling around, and they brothers, but they brothers. And their names are Kenny and Axel Dodson. Kenny and Axel don't necessarily sound like a Black dude name, but they brothers, again, like I said, and they brothers. So they retired NYPD officers, and they was in the area, and they actually apprehended her until the real authorities came and got this lady, man. And I gotta give an honorable mention to Zach Hemp, which is like you know, a Caucasian dude that was basically filming her while she was in the act. He didn't do shit, but he is how we seen her doing the shit. So, I mean, like I said, shout out to bruh. He didn't do shit, but he was there. Kind of like some of you niggas that's claiming that you created hip hop. You didn't do shit, but you was there. So that's funny as hell that you think that you created hip hop for some of you Latinos that didn't create shit, but you was there. Anyway. Yeah, so that's it for that segment. Okay? Now, I'm gonna keep it pushing with this one segment I like to call Wake the Fuck Up. Now, on today's segment of Wake the Fuck Up, which is a segment I do for artists that deserve, a shout out for their new projects and just being all around real ones. Cause a lot of you niggas out there, okay, with listening to niggas that lie to y'all. And I just don't get that shit. I'm not fucking with no niggas that lie. I don't want to hear your shit. I don't give a fuck how catchy the beat is. I don't want it. I don't want none. And I'm definitely not finna pay for you to lie to me, nigga. The closest I'll get to that is going to a motherfucking movie. And going to a movie, I mean, I know for a fact this nigga can't run and jump that high, do none of that shit. But, he is doing what they paid him to do, which is, recreate a moment that may have happened in history for the most part, for me anyway, because I like a lot of stuff that was based on a true story. And of course that nigga wasn't that. But he looked like he's singing like Ray Charles, and, he kind of favored him. So, whatever. But that's about as far as it goes for me. As far as you niggas that do music and you portraying like you actually did the shit that you talking about, and you haven't, you can't do it. This individual actually does the shit that they say they doing. And for that, we commend you. His name, by the way, is Rich the Factor. Rich the Factor out of Kansas City. And I don't exactly know which one. Is it Missouri or Kansas? I'm not exactly certain. But, I want to say it's Kansas. But anyway, Kansas City, bro, repping that, doing this thing. Been doing it for decades. And has a catalog that's out of this world. But he just did a project. And off that project, he has a song called I Chew. I Chew is a slapper. It's he got an old school flavor with his shit. He ain't really changed much throughout the time he been doing his music. I know a lot of you niggas get to a certain point and you try to adapt your shit in a way and make your shit sound like some of these younger niggas, and it's just, it ain't working for you, and it ain't necessarily necessary. I understand that some of you niggas style has grown and you've adapted, but this is not one of those people that changed that shit. He just kept it the way it's been. It's been successful this long, and he just keep going strong, bro. So shout out to Bray. Shout out to you. You know who I'm talking about, and if you don't, go check that shit out, bro, because it's definitely some real shit. You gonna love it, man, if you fuck with real shit. Anyway, that's it for that. And last but not least, we're gonna do this last part called Now Flowers. And on today's segment of Now Flowers, I gotta give it up to people like Pastor Gino Jennings. Pastor Gino Jennings. I'm all for keeping it real, right? And like I said, this segment is dedicated to those of you who don't understand that there are some traditions that are contrary to the actual mission. And Pastor Gino Jennings will tell you about yourself. If you look up his sermon on Christmas, it's going to hurt a lot of niggas' feelings. And so I don't feel like I'm alone in this stance that I'm taking, right? Check that shit out, bro. Check that shit out. Get yourself together, man. Get your house together, man. You know what I'm saying? Understand that what I'm talking about is out of love for you, bro. Hey, man, I respect that brother too, because like I said, bro, he giving it to you straight lace, no chase, man. Bah humbug, nigga. So with that, I'm out. Peace, adios. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe. I'm on all platforms. It's Jamerson Ballard. I hope y'all have a productive week, and I will see y'all next time. Hasta luego.